To high gas prices is the push, though, that they give to the quest for better gas mileage.
And if you think cars that can triple-digit mileage are a distant dream, you are in for a big surprise. Chuck Scarborough is here to plug us in with a special report.
Well, I am. And are you just sick of having to empty your wallet to fill your car? Are you worried about terrorism, about global warming, about American jobs? What if I told you there is a way to get gasoline for about 50 cents a gallon and at the same time put a dent in all those other problems? Have I got your attention? You're not alone.
Continued reliance on foreign oil is a formula for disaster.
The defense hawk.
My biggest concern is global warming.
The environmentalist entrepreneur. There have been times driving your prototype.
Yes.
When you've used no gasoline.
That's correct. Yes, no gasoline at all.
The Caltech engineer. Three men who found common ground in a device in a garage in San Francisco. They say the device that can save you money, save the environment, and save Western civilization is this.
We're particularly keen on the idea of using hybrids that can be plugged in, that can be recharged off the electrical grid.
Which is precisely what Ron Grumben, Felix Kramer, and a small group of volunteers have built in your garage.
Yes.
The idea was developed in an online chat room set up by Felix Kramer. Take a Toyota Prius hybrid that already gets 50 miles to the gallon using both a gasoline engine and an electric motor, and add a charger, a plug, and a lot of extra batteries.
Electric bicycle batteries.
Plus a little tweak to the car's computer. And Ron was running around town on the cheap. What's the best mileage you've gotten with this car?
Infinite, plus electricity.
And the cost of that electricity?
Compared to a regular car, it would be the equivalent of about 50 cents a gallon gasoline.
Driving a modified hybrid is just like driving any other car with one small difference. Listen. It is strangely quiet. Right now, the car is running only on the battery. No pollutants are coming out of the tailpipe. And no petrodollars are going to regimes that directly or indirectly fund terrorism.
That's, I think, a real contribution to the war on terror.
Gaffney is particularly concerned about Saudi Arabia for two reasons. First, he says the Saudis use oil revenues to promote the fundamentalist religious beliefs that animated the 9/11 hijackers and continue to animate al-Qaeda. Second, he says a single attack by al-Qaeda in Saudi Arabia could create an oil shortage that would send Western economies into the tank.
At that point, there's very little doubt in my mind, we will be spending whatever it takes. Manhattan Project levels of effort, national priority, presidential commitment to try to address these shortfalls. Why not do it before that happens?
My model is 1942, after Pearl Harbor. In 1 year, the whole auto industry of this country went from trucks and cars to tanks and planes. And it was an amazing transformation, and I think at some point we're going to have that urgency.
This is an area that cries out for presidential leadership.
Both Gaffney and Kramer say a federal program is needed to promote the manufacture and sale of plug-in hybrids that can also burn non-petroleum fuels like ethanol and methanol, made easily in the USA. A 100-mile-a-gallon hybrid burning a mixture of 80% biofuel would get 500 miles per gallon of gas.
If you take it another step further and integrate into automotive designs from now on lightweight but very strong composite materials, you can conceivably get to 1,000 miles per gallon of gasoline consumed.
Auto manufacturers have discovered there's a hot market for hybrids, but are reluctant to make cars you have to plug in. They think consumers would find that too troublesome.
You just plug in like you do your cell phone or your laptop at night.
When demand for electricity is low. Gaffney says the existing power grid has enough excess capacity at night to recharge nearly a third of the nation's automobile fleet. Kramer estimates adding the plug-in feature to the hybrids in the factory would cost about $3,000.
And that would pay itself back in a relatively short time, in a couple of years.
A company in Los Angeles plans to sell aftermarket hybrid conversion kits next year for $10,000 to $12,000. Will anyone pay that much?
Some people want to spend thousands of dollars for leather seats, and no one asks them what's the payback on leather seats or a sunroof. These people are going to spend thousands of dollars for the environmental feature of knowing that their car is a clean car.
It happens that doing sensible things for national security will also enable us to create jobs, I think, to stimulate the economy, and probably make a considerable benefit to our environment as well.
So again, why aren't car manufacturers racing to build rechargeable hybrids? We talked with 5 major automakers, and basically we got 2 different reasons: the technology and the marketing. They told us the high-capacity batteries are too expensive and need further development, and they say that could take at least 5 more years. And they feel the people would find plugging a car in just too burdensome, and they wouldn't buy one. Well, about public demand for plug-in hybrids, I guess we're going to find out next year when a company called Energy CS starts selling those aftermarket hybrids on the market for the Prius. You know, if there's a big demand for them, if they sell like hotcakes, then we'll know.
So those of us that drive gasoline-driven cars now can get a conversion kit?
No, you'd have to have, first of all, a hybrid. You have to have a car that has both a gasoline and an electric motor, like the Ford Escape hybrid. It's almost designed for it, but you can't plug it in.
And what about you? You said that the automakers told you the technology isn't there, but obviously the battery in that car is working in their prototype.
Well, they point out, the proponents of this point out that the existing technology, the batteries that you can get right now off the shelf, can get you going for about 30 miles without ever having to start your gasoline engine. 30 miles a day if you charge it overnight. A lot of people don't drive more than 30 miles a day. If you're just going to the store, you're going to go pick up the kids at school, you may never have to go to the gas station if you have one of those.
Interesting.
All right, Chuck. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All right.